Hello campers, Dr. Dickey here.
I have all the expansion packs done. I have got the 4x4s to build the frame, and I'll show you that once I get these. So I've got all the packs disconnected now, disconnected the Batrium, and so I've got to bring all 14 packs inside, and that's where I'll build the extensions for them. Then I'll bring them out one at a time and put them back in here. So that's what I'm in the process of doing right now, is taking the 14 packs inside, setting them down so I can then see if I can do this without knocking the camera, which is somewhat unlikely. I gotta get all 14 packs inside, then I can mock up the expansion packs onto them, and then build the frame, and then bring all 14 packs plus their expansion packs back out. Alright, one by one. Okay, that's going to be halfway, right? Number 7. Alright, number 8. And 9. Number 10. 4 to go after this. Pack 11. Good old pack 12. Let's get it done. 13. And the last one, this has the long Batrium lead for sensing. So I have to be careful, make sure I don't get that caught on something. Okay, now that the pack is gone, I have this pad that sits underneath of it. It was actually glued down onto plywood. That off. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to rain today, and if it does, that will definitely cause problems. I'm trying to get the packs in here. Plywood, and then I haven't decided whether, I don't think there's any reason to try to use this second shelf. I don't know, see, I thought about putting it upside down, and so I had a metal barrier between the pack and the wood, but I just don't think that makes sense. Well, I mean, it does make sense from from one sense, but it doesn't make sense as far as the way that thing looks. So, next I've got to drill the holes for the 4x4s, and then I'm going to put them in there. So I'll bring you back when I get ready to put them in. Alright, so the way this is going to work is I've built these 4x4s. So first we just got to kind of get them in here, and then stand it up like this, and this one in the back, and there'll be one at the back and one at the front, and that fits in there quite nicely. And then I have a top piece goes on. And I'm just going to screw that down. And then that's going to be the back. And I've got these 3.5-inch deck screws. So they're plastic coated so they won't rust, which means that they'll resist rust out here at the beach, because everything rusts out here in 30 seconds. So that's very annoying. Of course, all these screws do is just hold it. It doesn't have any force on it laterally. It's all straight down. But you can hear why I can't put anything in the center, because this bottom pan is just no weight at all can hold it. The edges have those bands on them which can hold it. But let me go build the other one and bring it out here and put it together, and then we'll put the plywood back on it, screw it down, put the mat back on it, and then we'll be ready to start making the packs to put them in here. Alright, let's get this front one put in, and then the plywood. Okay, I guarantee you this thing could support 2 or 3 of me, and I'm about 215, so it's going to have this, it's going to hold this no problem. Alright, so I got some 1.25 inch screws. Hold this down just to make sure that it's there. It doesn't really have any lateral movement on it again, so I'm going to go ahead and put a couple screws in it just to hold it just to be true. That is pretty much that. Let me just put the mat back down. The mat is notched. Okay, that's perfect. And it's pretty much exactly the same height as it was. The legs are like 10 inches. And then with the 2 4x4s, which are really 3.5 by 3.5, that's 7 more inches, so about 17 inches. So that's the new deck. That will hold this new battery, because really, I mean, the distance between these two things is very small. The packs will actually be sitting on those braces, on those 4x4s, not really on the 3/4 inch plywood. The 3/4 inch plywood is just there as a covering. Okay, now I've got to make up the packs. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but let's see how it goes. Alright, there are the packs. There are the expansions. Now we just got to put them together. So we can see that this is positive and this is positive, and these are going to go together and then go on to the other thing. This is going to require these packs be slightly tilted, simply because the way it works out. I did want to made up these before. So I want to put these on. These are just bumpers that go on the end piece. So it's going to be a little bit difficult because I put these on in such a way that the one next to it would lay flat, and now with this other piece on it, it's not going to lay flat, but that's okay. I can crank it down enough that it'll end up being flat enough. But I want these to be exactly at the right height for each pack. And so to do that, I kind of got to make an estimate, but then I can move this up and down a little bit. Let me see what I know I have. Where's mine? So I'm going to do these one at a time, take them out, put them into the case, because I don't want to have to be hauling out 28 times all in a row. So I want the bottom of this to be right there, which means I need to cut the top about right there. So let's try it one time and see. Once I cut it, there's no going back. I do have a little leeway on going up and down with it. So that one pretty much is the right height already. Just have to crimp it. Maybe a tiny bit up. Tiny bit up, I said, not a ton. How did I want it to go? Like that. Now it's possible that I should have used slightly smaller gauge. Maybe with these things it would have gone with a 6 gauge. But those were, I'm pretty sure, 4. Even though the wire I used I think was 4, that's why. So, okay, and then, I don't know if you can see this, and then put the heat shrink tube on. Shrink it. And there we go. So I'm going to take this one out and hook it up. Well, there was a problem. And that problem is that with those crimped on there, trying to line this up, I'm trying to get 4 of these when I have this pack and then the pack next to it, 2 on here and 2 on there, 4 of these to come together, and it just isn't going to work. That is just not going to work. So when these have to be lined up directly with the other bus bars from the old ones. I thought about this after I put the bus bars on, that I should have made the bus bars come in and had a piece poking out to either side so that they were offset. But I can put the packs offset. That's not a problem. And that will kind of cover that up. But then what I'm going to have to do so that these pieces sort of lay flat, because the problem was if I have one like this and one like this, then the next one comes in and hits this, and the other one comes in and hits that, and it just doesn't work. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to come up, and I'm going to have to put a loop, and I'm going to have to come back down, so that 2 of them are coming from the top, and 2 of them are coming from the bottom, and therefore they can all go together. Like this one can be back here, then these 2 can go together, then the other one can be on the other side of it. So that's what I'm going to have to do. That's the only way I think that it's going to end up being to work out. And that way I can put them right close to each other and have them come up and go down. And I think that will work out rather well. So that's what I'm going to have to do. Unfortunately, let me get a little extra meat there. Unfortunately, I only have another 4 of these butt splices. So I can only do 4 more. I can't do everything. I do have some bigger butt splices, and I might try and use those. But I did order some more butt splices from Amazon, and they'll be here tomorrow. But that might be tomorrow afternoon sometime, maybe even tomorrow evening, and I'll finish it up then. So I'm going to try and get it done this Veterans Day, and it is Veterans Day, and if you are a veteran, thank you very much for your service. And I hope you know why Veterans Day is on November the 11th, because it was the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month that some monumentous event happened that I'm really shocked that so many people do not know. Of course, when I was growing up, it had a different name. It wasn't called Veterans Day. It was called something else that tells you what exactly that is. But that's just the way things were. So, all right, so let's wait till tomorrow. I'll do as many of these as I can today, which is just like 2, and make sure that it works when I put it out in the shed. And then I'll come back and we'll finish this up. All right, the extra packs are all installed. We're now 14S 240p. I just got to hook up one little wire. I got to clean up some of the wiring afterwards. I want to get it running first. So first thing I need to do is plug this back in so the Batrium can measure all of them. Okay. I'll fix that wiring up a little bit later. So now I've got to throw the big switch to turn everything on. If there's a big blue flash and you hear me talking to my dead father, then please tell my wife I loved her. It's the inverter making that noise. It has no load, of course, because I've got everything turned off. That says battery is 56 volts, which is what it should be. Well, I definitely have a problem. Alright, that was just a matter of one of the positive sensor wire had come loose. And I just had to solder it up, and now it's fine. Everything's blinking like it should. I'll go inside and check the Batrium and see if everything looks okay. Not a lot of sun, but the battery is fully charged, so the big thing is I want to find out how much of a drop in voltage we'll get overnight tonight compared to what we used to get. We used to get from 56 down to about 52 for the battery, and that means from 3.99 to about 3.75 or so. I think that's as low, maybe 7.2. Can't remember exactly. But I'll see what it does tonight, and hopefully it doesn't do as much of a drop as it did. And all the capacities look good. I'll have to check on the Batrium software and see. If we look at the Batrium software, everything looks pretty good. We're at 55.93 volts with about 2 amps coming in with limited solar. The only difference is that normally we were at 3.98, 3.99, no greater than, less than 10 millivolts difference. And now we've got about 20 millivolts difference between the packs. But, you know, that's something that'll work itself out in the next couple of days, because I am going to drop the voltage from 56 down to probably where it's 3.9 per cell, per pack or per cell, whatever you want to call it, same thing. So that it'll have a chance to even them out when I do that. I'll do that tomorrow. I think we're supposed to have some sun tomorrow. But so far, nothing blew up, no magic smoke came out. It looks like it's going to be okay. We'll find out overnight tonight. Yay! Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, probably when the lithium iron phosphate cells come in, or if I want to go through the iCharger and show you how to do that. Although with these packs in there now, I don't have any packs to use, but I could do something. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.